Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of November the 6th, 2016. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Well, it is a week of a lot of energy changing and a lot of energy shifting. But just before we get there, before 3 planets change signs, just before then, we have a harmonious conversation playing out between the Sun and Pluto, which suggests some kind of invitation to a power move. In our own lives, in our own unique situation, we are going to be thinking about transformation. What is it that needs to change? And what change are we willing to work towards? This type of conversation is harmonious, but it is one that asks us to take responsibility for what it is that we desire to experience, where it is that we desire to go, but more importantly, who it is that we desire to be. If there's anything important, any kind of pitch that you are trying to make, this sky can be very supportive in helping you to focus in on what matters, help you to be completely present in the moment so that you know that you are bringing forward your very best. And that is a lot of what this particular conversation is about. It's about getting in touch with what you know you could be, what you know you could do, and at the same time tapping into an energy of determination, of focus with an eye towards changing a situation from the inside out. Now, this can work in many different areas of life. If you've got a relationship that needs some healing, if you've got a difficult conversation that needs to happen, lots of cosmic support around this time to actually cultivate the right words and that right measure of courage so that things can actually move in a positive, more harmonious direction. As I said, 3 planets are going to change signs this week. So that's a really big deal. When one planet changes signs, it represents a shift in energy. 3 planets changing signs, I mean, talk about a change that is going to very much be in the air. Of course, collectively, right? Of course, it's a big week on the collective level, but in our own individual lives as well, we will be focused on where it is that we are ready to move forward in some way, make a change in some way. Now, Mercury is going to move into the sign of Sagittarius, and this particular energy has to do with understanding the truths and the values that guide our life and understanding something about our place in the world. So, of course, because Mercury is the media on a collective level, these are going to be topics that we are talking about. But at the same time, in our own individual journeys, we are going to start to consider what it is that we really believe and seek to bring together intellect and feeling, mind and passion, so that what we believe isn't just something that is felt, but something that we can actually articulate in order to express it better and in order to understand it better, even just for ourselves as well. This kind of sky can also make it really nice and make it a little easier to interact with people from different backgrounds, from different cultures, different languages. This kind of sky does make it a little bit easier to navigate what otherwise may be foreign situations with a greater sense of curiosity. And ultimately, curiosity and friendship go a really, really long way in helping you to feel that much more connected, helping all of us feel that much more connected to each other. Also changing this week, it is Venus. Venus is going to change signs, move into the sign of Capricorn. This is where love gets a lot more structured. Love gets a lot more big picture as well. This can be really good energy if you have a plan to save up for something, if you want to be able to distinguish between what's worth putting your resources towards, what's worth putting your money towards, and what it is that's worth saving for. Something that's going to help you in the bigger picture of your life, setting a goal, particularly financial goal. Lots of cosmic support to have that higher perspective. In our own personal journeys as well, this particular energy can help us, yes, on the financial level, but also think about love, right? This is the goddess of love, and moving into a part of the sky that has to do with thinking long term. And that is going to be a big focus where it comes to love. If you're open to meeting someone new, what otherwise would just be fun, would just be light, is not going to be as interesting to us. Now, where it is that we are already in an established bond, there's going to be desire on some level to solidify those bonds that much more and to see how and to fit this person in with that larger picture of our life. Also, the great thing with this energy is there's a sense of building towards the future, and especially if you are in a partnership, in a relationship, or even if you're just meeting people new, does this person help to build you towards the future that you are aiming for, that you are going for, that you think is worth achieving or not? Well, having Venus here will allow us to at least see things in a much more softer light, at least allow us to see things in a way that say we're more willing to see how people who otherwise may be really different, or people who otherwise we may think they're on a whole other level or a whole other playing field than us, this is where we can start to see that commonality. It's like that distance can soften just a little, and we can see how we're able to work with someone else and work on matters of heart with someone else towards a joint commonality, towards a secure future. So lots of really beautiful energy here. And in our personal lives, where it comes to goals and setting big goals, lots of energy here that suggests we're moving ourselves in directions that we like, and we're behaving in ways that allow us to feel good about ourselves, making choices, love choices and financial choices that help us to feel good and help us to give us a sense of self-respect in the process. Also this week, Mars. Now Mars is going to move into the sign of Aquarius. Wherever Mars goes, that's where our attention goes. That's where our energy goes. That is where we feel the most drive. Now this is true in your own individual journeys, of course, and depending on your sign, what part of the sky Mars is moving into is going to speak to an area of life that's going to take on a certain urgency, if you will, for at least a few weeks. But for the collective, I think of the sign of Aquarius as having to do with the future and the futuristic and what is possible and the vision and the visionary. It has to do also with a sense of technology as well, incorporating technologies. Now, Mars has to do with, yes, all those things I talked about, what we're focusing on, our drive. So I do think there's going to be a greater sense of wanting to improve technologies all around. But also, as I look at this, there's a sense here that maybe some of us are going to be talking about, look, it's Mars at the end of the day. Mars has to do with how it is that we assert power, how it is that we maintain power. Mars has to do with athletics. It also has to do with battle as well. And so what that means is, at least on a collective level, we are going to be talking about how to bring in new technologies in order to help people assert whatever it is, whatever values it is or borders it is, whatever it is that's going to help certain militaries do what they do more effectively. That is going to be part of the conversation here. And I actually think there's a connection here with the ruling planet of Aquarius, Uranus. And right now we've got Uranus moving through the sign of Aries, which is the home sign of Mars. And so I'm absolutely seeing a connection here, as I've been saying really since the beginning of the decade. And I remember I wrote an article about this. You can read it on my website, nadiyashah.com. But I talked about how Uranus moving through the sign of Aries is suggesting a time when our understanding of what it means to do battle, what it means to be a soldier, our use of technologies and really upping the technologies we use, and also a sense of distance, a sense of maybe not necessarily being right on the ground, as they say, like boots on the ground, but more utilizing technologies to be more distant while practicing different types of assertion methods. And I think that Mars moving into the sign of Aquarius is going to bring a greater focus on these advancements that have been made. It's going to have us talking more about this as well, and more of us feeling that utilizing new technologies as part of moving forward ultimately is going to be a positive occurrence, is going to be a good thing. Now, of course, there is, no judgment there, right? For better, for worse, depending on your worldview. But this is something that we are at least going to be discussing, and something that is going to be coming up for us as a collective. Also, Mars in the sign of Aquarius brings a sense of wanting technologies to be better, wanting to experience scientific breakthroughs, technological breakthroughs. And this type of energy can be really good for anybody who's involved in like a science fair, right? Depending on your own individual journey. But wherever it is that competition can meet a desire for scientific and technological breakthrough, that is where we are going to see a special notice take place. And we can expect also, you know, this Mars, the planet, has to do with being very young. And I do think with a sky like this, we are beginning a period where we are going to be seeing people who are, you know, otherwise very young people who are presenting new ideas, perhaps even revolutionary ideas that really help us to advance as a collective, and also in some way may be very helpful to humanity as well. As I look at the sky this week, I do think all of us are going to be welcoming in an energy of change. Some of us are going to be welcoming it more passionately than others, but it looks very likely with a sky like this that change is very much going to be in the air. Yes, of course, we'll experience it as a collective, but in our own unique journeys as well. Being ready for change and being open for change is one of the surest ways to move towards a direction that you consider a lot more positive. Well, thank you so much for watching the introduction. I'm truly so grateful for it. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, thumbs up. It does mean so much. I love interacting with you guys. Please keep it coming. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, my website, nadiyashah.com, and the YouTube comments as well. And of course, Instagram. I've been particularly active on Instagram lately and have been really liking growing my Instagram and interacting with you guys on there as well. Sometimes I'm asked questions that are a little bit more personal that have to do with your unique situation. If that's the case, please do consider a personalized horoscope where I can do just that, look at your unique chart and answer your unique questions. And you can learn more about that on my website, nadiyashah.com. I do want to give a shout out to my patrons. I'm so grateful for you guys, my patrons who are on Patreon, patreon.com/Nadiya Shah, supporting my next book, The Universe is Wise and Loving, scheduled to be released at the end of next year, like a year from now. And I'm really excited about that project as well. And this book is so near and dear to my heart. So to have that support through my patrons, especially, it just means so much to me. So we're creating a community there, and it's rather nice. And I hope that you will join us. Any amount is gratefully appreciated, but there are certain packages as well with certain bonuses as well. So you can learn more about that on my Patreon page, patreon.com/Nadiya Shah. And webinars. Let me talk about webinars. I am so grateful for the experiences that I had teaching those webinars. I loved what I learned about myself, and I loved interacting with you guys in real time and your questions and answering your questions. Now, all those webinars I have done, there are 8 webinars in total as part of the August series and the October series, are available on my website to download. Full video downloads to purchase are available on my website, nadiyashah.com. And there are quite a few titles there, and they were all really chosen by you guys based on the questions that you were asking me and the classes you asked me to teach. So right about now, there are 8 lessons available and they're ready to download. I hope that you'll check those out. Again, full video downloads that you can download and learn from infinitely. And that also is available on my website, nadiyashah.com, or you can go to synchronicityuniversity.com. This was all part of bringing Synchronicity University live and in real time, and it was such a rewarding journey. And I hope that that is evident as you listen to these and watch these downloads, and I hope that you learn a lot. I know that I did as well through you and through the interactions. And yeah, you can check that out, synchronicityuniversity.com. Finally, I want to say events. I do have a bunch of live events coming up. I'll announce them a little bit more as we move forward, particularly move forward in this month. And I'm super excited to announce some of those events to you. But I do want to give you a little bit of a heads up. I am a little bit on a world tour. I am on a world tour, you could say. And so maybe I'll be coming to your town, and like literally people have just been contacting me and saying, hey, I'd really love you to do a live event in my area. And we're able to put that together, and I'm there. And that's basically what has been happening. And I'm really excited about the events coming up that I'm going to be a part of. And you can keep track of that, right? Keep in tune with that by going to the events page on my website. Also joining my newsletter as well. Haven't been nearly as active as I would like with my newsletter, but I hope that you will join me there. That also is a place where I tend to announce any kind of events coming up. So you can learn a lot more about that, or at least, keep in touch, keep tabs about when I will be in your area, or contact me if you'd like to arrange an event in your area. If you'd like me to speak or teach in your area, I would absolutely love it. I have very much of a traveling soul, and it's been so amazing to reach out to people really like across the planet and learn so much in the process, and share information, because that's really what it's all about. Sharing energy, sharing information, and being better for it. So you can learn more about that and keep in touch through my newsletter on my website, and of course my events page on my website, nadiyashah.com. But of course, you being here is everything. You being here allows me to live my mission in the world, and it is a mission that means more and more to me as the days move forward. It's become a mantra of sorts, especially as of late. And my mission is to affirm in the world that the universe is wise and loving. And that's really it. You being here allows me to live that mission, allows me to be in alignment with that purpose. And it manifests in different ways, has different vehicles. And of course, this is one of the main vehicles, reaching out to you guys online, particularly through YouTube, and through these weekly meetings that we have, these weekly interactions that we have. You allow me to live that purpose. And my hope is with this video that in some way it infuses your life with inspiration, with hope, and with this very affirmation. This very knowing is affirmed within you as well, that the universe is wise and it is loving. So how all this wonderful stuff this week speaks to you and your sign is coming up right now. Hello, Fabulous Aries. This week, your ruling planet Mars is going to change signs. And when your ruling planet changes signs, it is as if a part of you, the focus, and really what matters to you most, goes through a change as well. Up until now, over the course of the last few weeks, you've had Mars moving through the very top of your sky. This has to do with career. This has to do with relationship with bosses. So these areas of life would have gotten a whole lot of focus. Now Mars moves on and moves into a very social part of the sky, moves into a part of the sky that has to do with friendship, and it has to do with belonging to groups, holding memberships. These particular areas of life are going to get a lot more of your energy, a lot more of your attention, and I think it's very possible with energy like this. It's like all of a sudden friends need you. You have to be present for your friends. All of a sudden your social calendar really starts to fill up a lot. All of a sudden it feels like all these people are arriving, whether they just arrive at your home is also possible as well, but it's like all these people are showing up, all these people want to spend time with you. I think actually it's going to be very fulfilling for you to actually make that effort and be willing to accept more invitations than you're turning down. But I do think there's going to be quite a few invitations in the weeks ahead. But more than that, this can be really good energy for connecting with people, particularly those and friends that you have a connection with, a long-time connection with, even childhood friends, reconnecting with them as part of understanding yourself that much better. Now, where it comes to matters of love, we are going to have Venus move through the very top of your sky. And this does suggest a few things. One is if you are in an established bond, love is about to get a lot more big picture. Are we moving in the same direction together? Are we achieving things that move us jointly in a positive direction? These are going to be the areas of focus, and very likely making some very big plans together. If you're open to meeting someone new, this kind of sky does say you could attract somebody into your life who has either achieved something that you desire or in some way is in a position of authority, if you will. I would be a little mindful with energy like this. It is also possible that bosses see something very special in you, bosses want to spend time with you. That can be really nice when it is social and it is friendly. It can help you to bring that much more love to the work that you do. Just be a little bit mindful, because over the course of the coming really days, and I'll be here to talk about it then, but later on this month, we are going to have Venus meet Pluto in the sky. So just be careful about any kind of potential power dynamics where it comes to flirtation, where it comes to being open to love, and where there may be an imbalance of some type of power there. That's what you want to be a little bit mindful of. But for all that, love certainly starts to get a lot more big picture. Hello, Fabulous Taurus. This week, we've got your ruling planet Venus changing signs, moving into super compatible Earth sign Capricorn. This is going to be really good for you. This says to me that there's a real sense now of big picture, of more possibility. There's a real sense now of a vision opening up that you believe if you give a little of attention now, in the bigger picture will manifest into bigger things. But mainly when I see your ruling planet moving into this position, this tends to be just nice. This tends to be hopeful, optimistic, feeling like there's a lot more options, and it may just be a feeling, but you feel it and therefore you will experience it. You will realize it. This particular energy can be really good for considering any types of legal issues, okay, if that's the case. To have them go really well if you are involved in that, if that applies. Long distance travel especially can go exceptionally well under a sky like this, as can environments that have to do with higher learning. Now, speaking of long distance travel and connecting with other people, far away people, this particular energy, can be really good if you are trying to connect with others romantically. Right about now and over the course of the coming few weeks, it can be a really good time to connect with people who are very different than you've known before, possibly people who are of other cultures, other languages, who live in other countries as well. These are the kind of people where there's going to be special romantic luck available to you. If you're in an established bond, there may very well be some travel plans that come up that you desire to take together, very possibly romance-based, love-based. With this energy as well, it does suggest that those plans and those visions that are starting to open up for you that you think could manifest, it is very possible that someone you love, a partner, is part of encouraging and helping you to trust that vision that much more. Hello, Fabulous Gemini. This week, we've got an exciting sky, of course, and for you in particular, we have got Mercury, your ruling planet, moving into your opposite sign. And so fortunate connections and wanting to make connections with others, partnerships in particular, are going to be very much on the surface, very much part of the desire, and very possible to you as well. Having your ruling planet move into your opposite sign means that a partner starts to become more important. Now, if you are in an established bond, this may very well play out in terms of your relationship. If you are somebody who is not attached to somebody, doesn't have a committed relationship, this particular energy can be one that has you wanting to connect with others. And one way that you may decide to connect with others is through the online world, the online forum. This particular energy as well does say that there's a very strong mind-heart connection that you're desiring or that you're making right about now. And with this energy, it tends to be that people, it's like love is something that you're talking about, you're thinking about. Love is something that you're considering, possibly even reconsidering, and that you're interested in coming to a deeper intellectual understanding, a mind level understanding, being able to express the things that you've experienced in love in the past and how it is now that you're ready to move into your future. This energy can be really good for negotiating any kind of deals as well, okay? So whether it's a business partnership or an established partnership, this kind of energy certainly can have you sort of coming to agreements, if you will. Also, though, I do have to say, if you're interested in somebody, this particular energy does say that there may be some gossip around this, okay? So whether it's someone you're interested in and other people are talking about this person, whether it's you who and that other person are interested and other people are talking about the two of you, you just want to be a little mindful of that, because it can very well be that gossip in some way speaks to, influences love. This is going to speak to you now, but certainly it's going to speak to you in the coming weeks ahead. What I also really like about this week is that we are going to have Mars move into super compatible air sign. This is going to be so good for you, give you a real sense of adventure and give you a real sense of lift and consideration and enthusiasm and determination for all the possibilities that you have in your life. Hello, fabulous Cancer. This week we're going to have Venus move into your opposite sign. Super exciting for those of you out there who want to connect with someone with real long-term potential, and for those of you already in an established bond. Lots of love energy, ease energy very likely to come into the picture. Any people you attract into your life right about now would be people who are a real long-term potential, are those that really have that ability to stick around, where you see things in them that you think you'd like in your life for a more extended period. And of course, if you're in an established bond, this can really help you to feel that much more in love. It certainly will have your partner feeling that much more in love and help both of you reciprocate a really beautiful energy at that. I'm further encouraged by the fact that the sun is going to speak in harmony with Pluto in your opposite sign as well. This does suggest that there are very likely going to be actions taken, moves made, whether it's on your part or otherwise. But there's a real sense here of wanting something good to happen where it comes to love and being motivated, taking the action to create the change that's going to allow you to experience more love in your day-to-day life. Additionally, this week, we are also going to have Mars moving out of that opposite sign. Your connections with others, your one-on-one connections with others, partnerships of all kind, romance or business partnerships are about to feel a whole lot smoother. Hello, fabulous Leo. This week, we've got Mars moving into your opposite sign. I mean, talk about wanting to connect with another person. There's going to be a strong desire and a strong motivation to make one-on-one connections with other people. A part of this is going to have to do with romance. If you are open to meeting someone new, this particular configuration can have you being particularly brave and even bold in your determination to go out there and make those genuine connections and to learn about yourself in the process of connecting with others one-on-one. So there's going to be a real desire to connect. There's going to be a real desire for partnerships of all kinds to transpire, particularly the romantic kind. If you are in an established bond or in a business partnership, now this particular energy can be interesting. I will say this, with this energy, it does suggest that there can be a little bit of, whether you want to call it, more sensitive feelings, okay? Might even be a little bit of frustration, a period of time where you're coming to understand what your role is and what their role is, and where are the two of you meeting it, where are the two of you not. That is going to be part of the consideration coming up in the weeks ahead. Now, this particular energy can have you just needing to be present for another person, particularly a partner, just needing to be available, just letting them know that you are walking with them, that you are with them. And that can really go a long way to creating a really beautiful and loving situation all around. You also are going to have Mercury move into a part of the sky that is also connected to matters of heart. This is going to make you really good at connecting with new people, really good at understanding what your heart really wants. This can play out romantically, where it has to do with flirtation. Online flirtation is going to be especially appealing right about now, but of course this can work out in more personal ways when you consider what it is that you truly desire in your heart of hearts and you decide that you are going to trust it. Hello, fabulous Virgo. This week we've got some exciting things taking place. One of the things I'm really excited about is the fact that Venus is going to move into super compatible Earth sign Capricorn. Now, this should be really good for you where it comes to matters of love, matters of joy, and even if you have children or you want children, all of that is going to get a loving boost thanks to Venus moving into this part of the sky. This can be really good if you're open to flirtation. I know that last week some of you said I didn't talk about love enough, or I didn't talk about love. I'm so sorry about that. So let's get into the love right now. Having Venus move into this part of the sky can be amazing for love. It can be really good for connecting with new people, really good for flirting as well, and making those heart connections. The great thing with this energy is you will come to realize that it actually is fun to meet new people. It's fun to flirt. And that energy of lightness, of joy in the moment can ensure that you're attracting experiences that allow love to form. So this energy is going to be with you for the coming weeks. Now, for those of you in an established bond, this energy can be really good for feeling that sense of heart connection with this person that you love, for feeling like you have that support, or at the very least, feeling like you have somebody to enjoy life with. Now, elsewhere in the zodiac, we also have happening, in addition to all this lovely love-related vibes, we also have some other really nice things happening. One of them is a real focus that's going to start where it comes to matters of work and matters of home. So you've got your ruling planet moving into the part of the sky that has to do with home and caring about the home and wanting home to go well, and really having particular conversations, whether it is that you're looking to buy, sell, or move, or whether it is that just some repairs or attention needs to be paid. This is the kind of energy that can have you focusing in on that. This also can bring with it a new person, right? Like I'm thinking about a roommate situation that can manifest with Mercury moving into this part of the sky. And as I said, work, Mars is going to move into the area of work. So it looks like there will be a demand for your services. Where it applies, there is going to be a desire for you to actually have to put in time, put in the hours in some way. If you're self-employed, the clients are going to want you. And this also can be an excellent chance to rack up some hours as well. But regardless, it does look like there's your days, right? Your daily experience is about to get a whole lot busier. Hello, Fabulous Libra. This week we have Mars moving into a part of the sky for you that has to do with getting your flirt on, and getting your flirt on you will. This kind of energy can really put you in your body very quickly, attracting all types of flirtatious moments, and reminding you that there is an energy of life that you desire to experience more of. Now, this, of course, is going to manifest more. The flirting side of it is going to manifest more for those of you who are open to meeting someone new. But of course, this energy can manifest in other ways as well, particularly if you are somebody who is regularly in touch with your creativity. So if you are somebody who is an artist of any kind or utilizes your creativity on a regular basis, benefits from your creativity, this particular energy can have you taking that very creative energy very seriously, having a desire to actually do something with that creative energy, and it can have you creating some really lovely things and creating at a pace that is higher than normal. So this absolutely can help you in terms of your creativity as well. Ultimately, this is going to be super harmonious energy for you, and it does suggest that there's something within you that is going to be wakening up, and a part of that is going to have to do with your heart and what it is that your heart truly desires, and that may be connection with others, that may be just wanting to have more fun. Now, those of you in an established bond, we are going to have Venus move to the very bottom of your sky, and this does suggest wanting to create a home, wanting to create a sanctuary, sort of a private space where you can experience love, where you can be with this person that you love. So partnerships of all kinds, and especially those partnerships that are heart-based, that are commitment-based, you are going to find that real desire to spend time alone, to be more deeply understood by them, and to understand them more deeply. Another way that this energy can manifest with your ruling planet going to the very bottom of your sky, the base of your chart, is a strong desire on your part to focus on foundations, focus on the base of your life and to make your life more comfortable in some way. And one of those ways may very well be making your home a more beautiful place. Hello, Fabulous Scorpio. This week, we are going to have some major moves being made in the sky. One thing is that Mercury is going to leave your sign and move into a part of the sky for you that has to do with making money, really, and that's very much going to be on your mind. A desire to increase your income. There might even be a desire to consider some smart spending that is part of creating greater prosperity for you as well. With this particular energy, there tends to be a drive, there tends to be more of a clarity as to what it is that you truly desire in terms of how you want to make your money, what skills you want to use to make money. This can also be really good energy if you are utilizing your communication skills, writing skills, speaking skills at all. Where it comes to making more money, this can help you to understand a plan forward and help you to understand what it is that you can do in order to create greater prosperity for yourself. This energy can also be really good for talking through prosperity issues, where it is that that applies. If there's a further need to understand, to ground, to connect with an energy on a mind level, to help you to be open to greater prosperity, this energy can be really good for helping you to have those particular conversations that sort of put your energy and put your mind in the right place so that you can create greater prosperity for yourself. Also, this week, we are going to have your ancient ruling planet Mars move to the very bottom of your sky, move to the base of your sky. There is going to be a stronger desire for you to spend time on the home front. There's going to be a real motivation, a real determination to create a space for yourself that feels truly your own and that feels comfortable. But of course, this is your ruling planet, and it's not just about you. It's like what matters to you most, what matters to you first is symbolized by your ruling planet as well. Now, as I look at this move of Mars to the bottom of your sky, I can't help but feel where it comes to love. Yes, we do have Venus moving into a part of the sky for you that is compatible, that has to do with talking things out. That can be really nice. Finding the right words, connecting with people online can be a really romantic experience as well. But I also think because of Mars moving, I think there's going to be a real focus on matters that have to do with what was, with the past. If you are in an established bond and there are any issues or past matters that you need to kind of resolve, things that have pushed your buttons in the past, this is where you'll be able to find the right words, sweet words, and to be more receptive to them, but at the same time deal with what was and what truly needs to be put into the past. And those of you who are open to meeting someone new, this kind of energy could have you looking to the past and to consider what was. This kind of energy could have you also kind of nostalgic as well. But the thing with nostalgia is it's not always accurate. So we perceive the past, sometimes we can, as more ideal than it was, or at least different than it was. And so this energy is going to ask you to get in touch with some truth within yourself that you already know. And where is it that you haven't been totally clear with yourself about why you made the choices you did and why the past had to be what it was, perfectly what it was? Then this sky is going to help you to do just that. Hello, Fabulous Sagittarius. This week, we've got some exciting things transpiring. One of the things I love for you is that we're going to have Mercury move into your sign. This is going to be a really nice placement for you to just be clearer on yourself and who you are and what you really want. You'll be able to find yourself expressing what you want that much more easily and be able to come up with the right words in the right situation. It's like your mind will be particularly bright. This is a really good time for you to be considering plans for the future, considering a business plan, or considering just brainstorming of what it is that you desire to do, what it is that you could do to improve your circumstances to make them that much better. This particular sky, having Mercury in your sign, can also bring about a curiosity. And that curiosity actually can be really attractive because you're open and willing to interact with people that much more. Now, this can be really good if you're in sales of any kind, or if you use your communication skills, your creative skills as part of creating greater prosperity for yourself. This sky certainly can help you in that regard. This particular sky can also really be good for connecting with people like siblings, cousins, neighbors, seeing yourself in them that much more. That's not only because Mercury's in your sign, but also because Mars is moving out of a financial part of the sky and into a part of the sky that's going to have you spending more time with these types of people, siblings, cousins, neighbors. But Venus is going to leave your sign and move into that financial part of the sky where you've had Mars. So Mars moving through this part of the sky over the course of the last few weeks can bring a certain urgency around money, income, and spending. And it can feel very visceral. It can feel very urgent to come up with the money that you need. However, Venus is like a very different energy. Venus is an energy of trust, of attraction, of allowing good things to come about. Venus is a blessing. And when Venus moves into a financial part of your sky, it tends to be really nice where it comes to matters of creating greater prosperity for yourself and knowing that you're worthy to create greater prosperity for yourself. Now, when it comes to matters of love, matters of heart, Mercury does rule your opposite sign. And as I look at this and the fact that Mars rules the sign that has to do with flirtation, look, this to me says if you're open to meeting someone new, you'll be able to find the right words at the right time, and very likely online connections will really wake you up in some way, fire you up, if you will, and really trigger a sort of passionate energy within you. And it is really those connections that you make on a mind level that are going to speak most to your heart. For those of you in an established bond, I do think this is going to start a time for the coming weeks where you feel that much more like the person that you are with. There's a connection there that you really feel like you could talk to this person. You really feel like this person can be a friend to you. And there's a sense with this, with love arriving. There's a sense with this of your partner understanding who you really are and feeling that you are known by this other person in ways that help you to feel that much more loved. Hello, Fabulous Capricorn. This week we've got two big things happening for you that I think are going to make you very happy. One of those is that Mars is going to leave your sign. This is going to allow you to feel more relaxed. And so if you think about over the course of the last few weeks as Mars has been moving through your sign for the better part of the last 2 months or so, this is where you have felt a certain awakening, a certain determination, but this energy can also manifest sometimes as some frustration as well. Well, look, this energy is leaving your sign. It'll just calm the energy down, help return you to a place where you're feeling that you can connect with an energy that's more methodical, but also more grounded as well. Mars moving through your sign can certainly stir some passions up for you. What is going to happen though is that Venus is going to enter your sign. Now this is beautiful energy. This is beautiful if you want love, if you want to change up your look, if you want to feel more beautiful, whether that is through change that you really like, through your physical appearance, new hair color, new wardrobe, new tattoo, all of that, very blessed. I would really advise you if you're trying to change up your appearance to do that sooner rather than later as we move further into the month. Venus is going to start having some interesting conversations all around, and of course I'll be here to talk about it then, but those conversations are the kind that may be not so conducive to getting a result that you really love. So I would advise you to do it now, change things up right now. But having Venus in your sign can be really good for attraction, attracting into your life more of what it is that you truly desire. So this is attracting love, of course, right? You won't have to do a whole lot. With Venus in your sign, goddess of love in your sign, it's just that you will find people admiring you. You'll find people sort of showing up for you, if you will. There'll be an ease with which you're able to bring people into your life. And also, look, on another level, an ease with which you're able to attract compliments as well. This can be really good if you're open to meeting someone new. Just enjoy your life. If there ever was a time where enjoying your life could just have love show up for you, this would be it. For those of you who are in an established bond, this particular energy can have you feeling very lovey-dovey, okay? I think that's the best way I can put it. There's a strong ease, a softness, a desire to be with your partner, a desire to connect, to share loving moments. And it may very well be that your partner is that very person who is showing you, and the one who's actually not just approving, but this to me does suggest a sense that you're able to appreciate that much more, that your partner appreciates you. And that truly is a beautiful state of being. Hello, Fabulous Aquarius. Well, this week, something really big is happening. You are getting Mars in your sign. Now, Mars visits your sign about once every 2 years or so. And when Mars moves through your sign, it is an important time. It's a time when you start to really have a personal understanding, personal interaction with the sort of the spiritual truth, if you will, that is the Serenity Prayer. That's really what Mars is about in a very big way. It is about understanding that there are some things that you have power over, that you do control, and other things that you do not, and that you're able to distinguish between the two and focus more on where you do have power and let go, surrender, release where it is that you don't. That's going to be a big part of the spiritual lesson now, and especially coming up in the weeks ahead for you. But there's another part of this as well that has to do with recognizing where you do have power, the power that you do have, and especially the power that you have to move your life in a direction that you desire it to go. There's going to be renewed energy, renewed passion, and renewed determination to do more, to be more, and to move yourself in a direction that allows you to feel more that you are living your truth. That is key here, because if you don't do that with this energy, if you are not actively tapping into an energy of change, an energy of transformation, an energy of ownership of what it is that you can do and actually doing it, that's where you can start to get frustrated. And if you're in an established bond, that is where you could start getting frustrated with a partner. And a lot of that frustration might not even be about them. It may really be about the projection. It may really be about putting it on to other people. And so it is important with this energy that you really start to hone in on where it is that you can be an agent for positive change in your life. What kind of agency do you have? To use this word, social agency, right? Where is it that you are in the world, and what is it that you can do right now to move yourself in a positive direction? Well, take ownership for that. And part of that really comes from self-knowledge. Connecting to self and knowing the self goes a really long way in helping you to make smart moves, smart choices, and smart actions. This can be really good if you're trying to transform any area of life, but particularly if it's you, like if you're a person who wants to be stronger in some way, particularly physically or even mentally as well. This can be very helpful energy to help move you in that direction, help you to really lean out, if you will. So whether it is your body that needs to lean out or that you want leaning out, whether it is your mind and the things that you're carrying, the things that you're focusing on that you know don't really matter, you want that to lean out a little bit. You want to have a little bit more precision with what you're going for. This sky is very helpful with that. Now this sky also, I already mentioned, if you're in an established bond, you got to be super gentle, super patient, because there's going to be such a strong energy with you that if you are not channeling it, it can create frustration that maybe is not about them. It's possible it is about them. And if you are frustrated with your partner, this is where it's going to be undeniable. But if it isn't about them, and if it's about you, it's possible for some projection to take place. That's where you want to own your own reactions, your own feelings. If you are somebody who's open to meeting someone new, I mean, there is going to be a very strong desire to connect with other people, especially on a physical level, to really get out there, to know people face to face, one-on-one. That is going to be part of the determination that finds you now, and your desire alone will ensure that you manifest some really interesting and memorable moments. Hello, Fabulous Pisces. This week we have got Venus moving into harmonious position to you, moving into a part of the sky for you that has to do with friendship. Additionally, we have Mars leaving that part of the sky as well. So it does suggest that friendships are about to get a whole lot smoother and a whole lot more loving as well. It is possible over the course of the last few weeks, at least one friend really frustrated you in some way. It's also possible over the last few weeks that you sort of saw something within a friend, whether it was some truth, whether it was some judgment, whether you were making that judgment on them or you felt judged by them. Now that energy is passing. And so whatever was is what needed to be. Now you're in a different realm, okay? Whatever truth you needed to understand has happened. And now you're ready to bring the love into this area of life. And you're ready to enjoy the friends and the people that are in your life. This energy is also really good if you've been looking to join any kind of group or take on any kind of membership. That can be very blessed with energy like this. But of course, Venus is goddess of love. Yes, there's pleasure and fun. So do lots of social things, beautiful things with your friends. That can go a really long way. But also with this energy, if you are, open to love, I would say look a little closer to what is happening with the friendship circle. So whether it is that you're going to let a friend connect you with somebody, hook you up with somebody, whether it is that you are looking at a friend as possibly something more. So all of that has some really strong energy, some very blessed energy. And all of that says that you may actually be on the right track by trying to go the friendship and then love kind of route. If you're in an established bond, I do think this energy can be really nice for seeing your partner as a companion that much more. Now, otherwise in the sky, we've got some other interesting things happening. One of them is that Mars is going to move into the sign just before yours. So this means a few things. One of the things it means is a few weeks down the road, you are going to have a burst of fresh energy, a real sense of a fresh start. I'll be here to talk about it then. So that's a little further down the road. But this is also like your home in the sky. This is your area in the sky. And so it is as if something within you, something you understand about you becomes empowered. Now, some of this truth, some of this empowerment is going to be realized in particular in your quieter moments. So it's in meditation, possibly. It's also in the dream space. So when you're actually dreaming, pay attention to your dreams. They may end up being super symbolic as a way of pointing your way forward, helping you to understand what you're going to take into your future and what you don't want to and what you're not. This also can be really good for energetically leaving situations behind that you don't need to carry forward. What I really love about this energy for you, though, is that it is as if that part of you that you like most, that part of you that feels most natural, is particularly lit up, is particularly energized. And that's going to allow you to bring forward parts of you that you like, parts of you that you may even say are your very best. Well, thank you so much to all signs out there. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.